been so long since I filmed a sit down video that I kind of feel like I've forgotten how to do it. I have now been sat looking at this camera for 13 minutes and 52 seconds and I have said nothing except that. I'm hoping that the sound is okay on this video. So Marco bought me a new camera. I had been after one for a really long time, so ever since I started YouTube I have been using a Canon camera, but it's a DSLR or DSLR, and it's a really big one with a really big lens, and without that lens, like, it's really zoomed in. So anyway, it was so big that whenever I went around and kind of tried to vlog with anything, it was just impossible. Like, even on, I've got like a Gorilla tripod, which is just like a little handheld tripod. That looked really bad. Oh dear, I'm sorry. I mean, I'm not sorry, who am I kidding? So yeah, I've got like a little Gorilla tripod. Clean your mind, you dirty hose. And it was just so heavy that I could never really get it upright. This is sounding filthy. You have come to watch some mild porn today. But yeah, again, oh my God. I've got to stop this, I'm sorry. Okay, so it's a Gorilla, I'm just gonna stop talking with my hands. It was a Gorilla tripod and it just would never hold the camera up, and it was so big and bulky that I could never go anywhere and kind of just discreetly vlog. Like, it was blatantly obvious I had this great big camera just there. So Marco bought me a new camera. It's an early birthday present. My birthday is at the beginning of November. So he bought me it early because we are going away for a little bit before my birthday. He knew I wanted to get back into my vlogging, so he thought he would give it to me early. And yeah, I'm over the moon. But obviously this is the first time I filmed with it, so I don't know what the quality, I mean, I do know what the quality's like. I can see myself on a little screen here. But I don't know what the sound quality's like. I don't know anything. I don't know how good it's going to be when I then put it on my laptop. So we'll see. But yeah, I'm over the moon. So hopefully it all goes to plan. Okay, I seem to be getting back into the swing of things now by just talking to you about my camera. So let's go. Let's start. So hello everyone. Welcome back to my channel and welcome back to another video. If you're new here, hi, I'm Amber. I feel like it has been a really long time since I have been on YouTube, so for those of you that are new here, I have kind of vlogged like my entire IVF journey. I have gone through 2 failed rounds of IVF now, and we are now having a bit of an extended break before we start round 3. Our last round failed, I think it was a couple of days into lockdown. So yeah, it's not really very fresh anymore, but it has obviously been within the last kind of 6 months or so. I took a bit of an extended hiatus from YouTube and Instagram. I kind of thought that today I would just kind of sit down with you all, have a bit of a catch up because it has been a while, explain to you kind of where I went, why I took the time off, what my intentions are going forward, and just have a bit of a heart-to-heart catch up. I like these videos. I like filming videos where I sit down and we talk. Sometimes I do go on for a little while though, so they do end up being quite long videos. So hopefully this won't be a really long one. But I feel like it's been that long that there's quite a lot to say. So if it does go on for a really long time, then I'm sorry. But I think the best thing for you to do is pause this video right now, make sure that you're subscribed to the channel, but then go make yourself a nice hot cup of tea, get yourself all comfy, because we might be here a little while. So about 4 or 5 weeks ago, I decided that I was gonna have a break from Instagram. At the time, I was not intending on having a break from YouTube, but it kind of fell hand in hand and I ended up having a bit of a break from it altogether. Yeah, a lot has happened kind of in that time. A lot of decisions have been made. I have gone from being a peroxide blonde to a bit of an ash blonde. I got myself a new tattoo. Kind of little changes here and there, but then some big decisions have been made. I say big decisions, they're kind of, I don't know, we'll get onto it. I'm gonna stop going off on a tangent. But I decided I needed some time off Instagram. The reason for that, I kind of filmed a video like explaining all of this about 4 weeks ago, maybe less than that, maybe like 3 weeks ago, and I never uploaded it because I just decided that it wasn't the right time and I needed a bit of a longer break. Basically, I was kind of coming to my wit's end a little bit on Instagram, and I spoke about this quite a lot on Instagram, but I felt like all I was seeing was positive pregnancy tests and pregnancy journeys and newborn babies, and I was really struggling with that, and I hadn't struggled with that for a long time, so it was really weird for me to feel like that, and I didn't really know how to process it because I felt like it was quite a new feeling, as it had been a really long time since I had felt suffocated by that and didn't really know what to do about it. So I made the decision to mute quite a lot of accounts, but in the process I kind of decided that having a break off Instagram was the best thing for me to do. I didn't feel like I was able to put 110% into my account. The account that you will follow, so if you don't, it's amber.izzo, I-double-Z-O. That account is my blog. So I run my blog off there, I upload all the content for my blog on there, I upload all the content for my YouTube on there. I have a private personal account, which is my account I'd set up like when I was like 18 years old. But this account is my blog, and obviously my intention with that account is for it to grow. And I didn't feel like the content I was creating inspired me. I didn't feel like it was content I wanted to see. So if it was boring me, then God knows how it made anybody else feel. And I just wasn't enjoying it. So I felt like I just needed to take a step back. I follow accounts on there that inspire me, that make me feel good, that I relate to, that I aspire to be like I have a huge mix of accounts that I follow, but I kind of feel like because my life for so long has been IVF, that's all I was seeing, and I needed to branch away from that. But I was getting to the point where my brain was feeling really bogged down, I was feeling really snowed under, I didn't really know what to do. So the best thing for me to do was to have that break on Instagram. Now, just before I did that, 2 of my best friends lost a parent. They're not related, they were 2 separate friends who both lost a parent within a very, very short space of time, and I was quite affected by it in the sense that I was so sad for them and wanted to be there for my friends, and I felt like if I wasn't like I wasn't fully present in the real world. I was so present online all the time, but I wasn't feeling like I was giving the people in my real life 100%. So it didn't feel right to me that they were going through such a hard time and I was carrying on like nothing had happened. Like I can't really explain it, but it was kind of the straw that broke the camel's back for me, because I just felt like, okay, enough is enough. You need to put more effort into what you're doing offline. And I think I was doing so much. So I was working 9 till 5. I was about to start a Saturday job, which I'll talk to you about very shortly. I was trying to keep my blog alive. I was trying to keep my YouTube alive. I was uploading twice a week, and it takes a lot of time. Like, I don't think people, when they watch the videos, quite appreciate how much time and effort goes into making a video. So if you think filming a video, like even just a sit down video like this, like the prep, getting ready for it, filming it, like it takes me an evening to do that, and then I will edit on another evening, and it takes a good few hours to do it. So I would be losing like 2 evenings a week just to film that, and then to do everything else around that. I wasn't really putting any time into my personal life at all. So I felt like I needed to take that step back, and I think it became quite hard, because I think when you are running an account and you are trying to grow, and there is a huge comparison culture on Instagram, and I fell victim to it, something chronic. Like the other day, my husband actually sat me down and was like, hun, I mean, he didn't call me hun, but still. He was just talking to me about like my perception of myself, because he has been noticing a lot lately that I have been coming out with comments like, I really want a boob job, I want a nose job, my nose is so big, I really need lip fillers, I need this, I need that, I need this, I need that. all to do with my physical appearance. And he was a bit like, babe, you aren't like this. Like, what is going on? Why are you suddenly feeling so low with regards to your self-esteem? And it is because of Instagram, and it was because I was spending hours scrolling through these really successful accounts and being like, why don't I look like that? And thinking that I needed to look a certain way to be a certain way, which is utter rubbish. Like, I think if I want to do something to my body, I need to do it because I want them. Like, I won't lie, like fillers in my lip I have wanted for so long, but I'm too scared. Maybe one day I'll do it, maybe one day I won't, but if I do it, I will be doing it because I want to do it, and I'll be doing it for me, and not because I think that people on Instagram are gonna like me more. But that's how warped my brain was getting. Like, I was really comparing my life to everybody else's and just feeling like I wasn't good enough. And I think I was kind of getting to a point where I was trying to morph into other people on Instagram and trying to be more like other people. And it's like, why? And I think I've had to take that time out so I can sit there and really reflect and think about the direction that I want to go in, the direction I want my account to go in, the direction I want my blog to go in, my YouTube to go in. And I've had to kind of realise that if I'm a carbon copy of everybody else, I'm not going to get anywhere. Like, nobody is going to like me for being like everyone else. Does that make sense? People are going to like me because I'm different, because I'm authentic. And that is something that I've really tried to do on my blog and on my Instagram. I've tried to keep things really, really real, be really open, be really honest, and really just show you me as me without feeling like I need to be like everyone else. And I feel like the more time went on, the more I kind of fell victim to that. And I was getting almost like imposter syndrome, where I was kind of thinking, who am I compared to all these people? I was kind of letting myself get really bogged down, and I don't know, I just kind of lost track a little bit, and I was getting so tired because I was doing so much all the time, that I kind of forgot why I was doing it, and I forgot why I loved it in the first place. So I just needed a bit of time out for me. So I did. So that's what I did. And when it came to YouTube, I just took a little bit longer off, because, like I say, I was doing it so much that I kind of wanted to evaluate how often I was uploading, the kind of content that I was uploading. And I don't want to upload crap for you. Like, I really don't. Like, if I'm just going to upload shit videos, there's no point me doing it, because I don't enjoy editing them, you don't enjoy watching them, so we're both losing. Just, like, I'm hoping all this makes sense. I have a real tendency to waffle, but yeah, so it needed to happen. It happened. I've come back. I'm feeling a lot better. I have got content planned for the rest of autumn. I've got content planned for Christmas. I'm so excited for my Christmas content, although kind of COVID is kind of shitting all over that, because there's certain things that right now it doesn't look like I'm going to be able to do, but we'll see. We're gonna have to play it by ear. But yeah, so on a different note, let's just kind of update on life in general. I hope you're all right. Lockdown's kind of got really weird again, hasn't it? So we were kind of released from the lockdown, and now we seem to be getting more and more into a lockdown. So I hope you're all doing okay. Kind of let me know in the comments, like, what is it that you've been doing to keep yourself occupied? What is it that you do when your brain is getting a bit too foggy like mine was? I want to know. Like, I use my blog as a bit of an outlet. I've got my law of attraction planner that I use, and a gratitude journal. But when your mind's getting busy, what is it that you do to calm yourself? Because I feel like my anxiety has kind of been all over the place lately. I uploaded a blog post where I spoke about my domestic violence story, which was the relationship I was in before I was with Marco, and that seemed to trigger a bit of anxiety for me. I think I wasn't quite prepared for all the emotions that brought up, but I'm really glad I did it, because it did kind of put a few things to bed for me, and made me face up to the way I felt about things. So it was definitely a positive experience. I had a lot of messages from people who had been in similar situations that hadn't been able to talk to anyone, and so I think for them it was quite comforting to read somebody else's story. For me, it was quite comforting to hear from other people who have been in similar situations who really understood. But I did include in my blog post like different places that you can go to help for that, which I will include in the comment box below on this video. So if you have been affected by domestic violence, you know where you are able to turn. So yeah, I'm quite interested as to what you do to calm your anxieties, and maybe I can adopt a few of them for next time I feel like this is all getting a bit too much, rather than taking quite a large hiatus. So I also got myself a second job. Now, I spoke about this really briefly, I think, in a weekly vlog. I'm not 100% sure. I think I mentioned the fact that I was looking, but I got myself a Saturday job working in an estate agent. So on a Saturday, I am an estate agent. I have sold my first house. In fact, I sold my first house on my first day. Just saying, hun. Selling Sunset. Christine Quinn, move over. Amber Rizzo is in town. God, I'm so cringy, I'm sorry. I've started doing that, so I'm now working quite literally 6 days a week, which is very full on. But the reason I was doing it was so that my wage, I didn't need to save for round 3 of IVF out of my wage. I could do this second job, which I absolutely love, enjoy doing that, and that wage can go straight into my savings account, not be touched, and that will pay for the IVF. Like, I don't need to bat an eyelid. I lose 6.5 hours on a Saturday, and that's it. Like, if I want to go out on a Saturday night, I can still do that. Don't get me wrong, I am noticing the fact that I only have 1 day weekends now. Like, I really am knackered, but it's just adjusting, isn't it? Like, that's all it is. It's not going to be forever. I'm going to see kind of how it goes, give it 6 months, and then take it from there. But to be honest, all that I care about is that round 3 of IVF is paid for. But while we're on that subject, so the last time I spoke to you all about the IVF, obviously the plan was to go to Alicante next September and do round 3 over there. So that is still the plan. The plan is still to go abroad, but we're not sure whether or not we're going to do it in September or not, or whether or not we're going to postpone it to the following year. The reason being, we've been in this house for a really long time. So Marco's actually lived in this house, God, probably about 18 years. I've lived here for 5. It's a nice house, don't get me wrong. Like, we've really made the inside our own. But area-wise, it's not particularly a place where I would want to raise a family. It's not really the type of lifestyle that I want. It's very built up. There's no greenery whatsoever. If we want to take Bruce for a nice walk, we have literally got to put him in the car. But it has a lot of perks, and it's our first home together. It's a home where we have a lot of memories, and it will be really sad to leave. But we have decided, it is depending on a few different things. Like, there's quite a lot of things that will determine this, but we are thinking that this time next year we're actually going to put the house on the market and move. It's something I've wanted to do for a really long time. I think for about 2.5 years I've been saying, right, we should move. But obviously the IVF came along, etc, etc, so our finances were better placed elsewhere. Whereas I think we're kind of getting to a point where we're like, okay, maybe it is time that we go. So like I say, it depends on a few factors. We may do the IVF while we move, we may not move, but that, I think, is the direction that we're heading in, which is really exciting. I think there's a lot of changes I want to make to this house before we move. So you may remember that I did my office, which is actually my dressing room, so it's kind of half my dressing room, half my office. I have made the decision that I'm going to completely change that into just an office. We're in the process of doing up the bedroom, which is where I'm sat now. So we've painted it all. We've got a new carpet coming, and then we're going to get all the new furniture. So the bedroom is very nearly done. I'm going to move all my hair and makeup stuff into here, get a really nice storage trunk for them, keep them in the bedroom, and then I think the plan after that is that I will then do, yes, so my dressing room I will then completely paint and turn that into an office, because I think I really struggle with the fact that I can't switch off. So I go into that office, go into that dressing room every single day to do my makeup and get ready, and I can't switch off. So on a Sunday, when I've kind of, in the evening, I've had a shower, I've washed my hair, I'm then going into the dressing room to dry my hair and do all my skincare, etc. I find myself just checking my emails, because in my head I'm like, oh, I'll just check to see what I'm going into tomorrow. And then in my head I'm like, oh, well, I'll just do this. And then I start thinking about it and I go to bed thinking, oh, I've got to deal with this tomorrow, I've got to deal with that tomorrow. So I don't ever fully switch off from it. So I think that is my plan. I'm going to turn it into an office so that I can quite literally go in, shut the door, and that'll be the end of it. Yeah, there'll be a lot of house update. Our bathroom is really in need of some TLC, but I am going to, so I have a home interior Instagram account, so that's just Amber Izzo at home. I have kind of set myself a little challenge that I'm going to do that bathroom as a DIY job, and I am going to spend no more than £150. So I will document that entire journey on my home account. But I'm really looking forward to doing that. I've seen some really weird and wonderful things that people do with vinyl and tile paint and things like that. So I'm really going to give it my best shot. And then I've got the dining room, and other than that, like, that's it. But I think once those are done, so it is just a case of a lick of paint, and hopefully it will be like a new house. And then I'll stop. People on Instagram are always messaging me like, I swear to God, you paint like every 2 weeks. I do. But what are you gonna do about it, hun? I do, I love it. But I think we are finally almost there. That is my little life update for you. I have, like I say, lots of content coming up for you. We are going away to the Peak District again in the very near future, so I'm going to vlog that. I'll get back on kind of like my weekly vlogs. I've got morning routines coming up, evening routines. I'm booked in for another tattoo at the end of the month, so that will all be documented for you. And then we have Halloween, although we're not doing anything. And yeah, and then we head towards Christmas. I'm really excited for my Christmas content, actually. We've done a massive compromise this year because Marco has always wanted like a really tacky 80s themed Christmas house where there's no theme and no organisation and it's just colour everywhere, which really stresses me out. But for years and years and years since we've been together, we have had kind of like the silver and white or the silver and pink themed Christmas tree, and so this year we have decided that we're going to compromise and we're going to go for colour. And I have ordered some of the tackiest things you've ever seen in your life, like when I tell you about foil curtains. I've ordered foil curtains, and I've ordered like pom-pom bunting type things and pom-poms for the ceiling, and I'm really nervous. As much as it is literally making my stomach turn at the thought of having all these weird and wacky things in my house, I've kind of got it planned in my head so that I can do it in a cool, tasteful way. She says, you know full well that my house is gonna look like some kind of child's vomit. The things I do for my husband. So from now on, I have decided that I am going to upload on a Sunday morning. So every week it will be 10 o'clock on a Sunday morning, maybe 9 o'clock, I don't know, I've not decided yet, but it will be uploaded on a Sunday morning. I may throw in the odd one during the week here and there, but at the minute, while I'm working 2 jobs and trying to run a blog, trying to upload twice a week is just unrealistic. Like, people upload twice a week when they do YouTube as their full-time job. This is not my full-time job. As much as it would be wonderful if it was, it isn't. So I do need to rein it in a little bit, and in order to do that I need to be much more mindful of my time. So I am going to upload once a week with the occasional midweek upload if I fancy it, but I'm not putting any pressure on myself to do that. So Sundays from here on in. So do make sure that you are subscribed to the channel. I do upload on Instagram literally every day. I am on Instagram all the time, so please do follow me over there. That's amber.izzo. And yeah, it has been wonderful catching up with you all. I hope you're all really, really well. I hope this camera quality has been fantastic. I hope the sound is fantastic. And that's it. So yeah, have a fabulous week, and I will see you next Sunday for a nice autumnal video. So yeah, I'll see you through the week on Instagram.